This is Manhood Mindset. My name is Dr. Marion Christopher Pugh. We have a special guest tonight, and hopefully you all have some family members, some other professionals that you got in your life, some other people in your life that could possibly benefit from this conversation. This is a hip hop legend. This is a what we call a pioneer of artistry, artistic expression, ATLOG as well. He is the writer and the creator of Concrete Law. He's a member of the acclaimed Dungeon family. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to none other than Backbone, man. So, Backbone, what's up, bro? How are you?
Pleasure, brother. Pleasure to be here, doctor, man. Anytime, the people call and request it, I'm there for the people, man. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, man, what you got on, man? I see your outfit is very, very peculiar, man, and interesting, man. Tell us what you got on, man.
I'm working this Backbone merchandise, man, from the Backbone store, man. You got to stay dripped in your own merchandise, man. I'm on walking billboard, you know what I mean? So why would I
Okay.
advertise else, you know what I mean? Stay in tune with
Gotcha.
your brand, especially if you're an upstart. If you don't believe in it, nobody else will. So I believe in it. Bright orange, you're going to see me at the yellow store.
That's real. That's real. That's real. So how can people copy merchandise? Let's go ahead and get that started.
Well, yeah, they can go to at the Backbone store on IG, and the store links are on in my bio on IG, and it's also in the store link. I mean, the store bio. So we're here. You know what I mean? It's easy,
Got you.
easily accessible.
Got you. Got you. So let's go ahead and get started, man. I want to make sure that we support your business, but we want to go ahead and get started, man. Who is Backbone, man? Tell the people who you are.
Well, I'm original founding member, one of the original founding members of the renowned Dungeon family. I was with that from the essence of conception. Excuse me. I met Rico Wade right out of high school. Like I graduated June 1990. I met Rico July 1990. Good chance, you know what I mean? I've known CeeLo since he was 8 years old. I was about 11, you know what I mean? Like the universe put us together in such a peculiar way. No one, knew that we were going to grow up and do music. We just some kind of way cosmically congregated as, young men. And we developed friendships and, certain relationships, you know what I'm saying? And as time moved on, I met Cujo in high school. He introduced me to the rest of the mob. They all went to Mays High. I graduated from there. Shout out Brown High, went to Brown High too. But yeah, I mean, I'm an original member of that conglomerate, man. And, I've been around for a minute. I know I haven't put out much music, it's personal reasons, you know what I'm saying? But it happens. But like what I always tell people that it wasn't my time. Even at 4.8 decades old, it's my time now. I ain't gonna say 48 years. I'm gonna say 4.8 decades.
Okay.
Because that adds wisdom, but it also contributes a little bit of youth. And these rhymes are still venomous.
That's real. That's real. That's real. That's real. So when it comes down to your writing, for that venomous word, man, I want you to really kind of explain and expand on that. What makes your writing unique? What makes your writing venomous? What kind of angle do you put, or what angle do you come from in your rhymes?
Well, I write from the perspective of a fan. If I don't appreciate it, I don't think no one else will. You know what I'm saying? So I put myself in the fan's position. Like when I buy a ticket to go to a concert, what do I want to see from this artist? And that's the way that I write, you know what I mean? I stand back and, analyze my flow and, you know what I mean, make sure it's up to date, of course, because I don't ever want to sound dated. But then, I was just coming out the gate rah-rah, you know what I'm saying? Because it was so many of us and all of us was venomous, stuff like that speaks for itself, you know what I'm saying? It's a couple of around here too, but, I put myself in the perspective of a fan, you know what I'm saying, of someone who would appreciate the music. I'm not going to say fans because no one's really a fan. They just appreciate good merchandise, good quality work, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I put out. So I think like that, and always give them a presentation. Never try to short them, you know what I mean? Because never write from a perspective or perform from a perspective as these people are here to see me. No, I'm eager to see you. I want to see the joy in your faces when I, you know what I'm saying, get on that stage, because it's work for me. So I want to know that I'm working. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. Okay. Okay. So now, your journey in writing, and the reason why I want to elaborate on that is because there are a lot of kids and a lot of parents out there that are still trying to chase their dreams, and they get faced with a lot of barriers. They get faced with a lot of different life experiences that kind of zap their energy, zap their focus, and zap their confidence. What do you say to the people who they started off with their artistic expression, got kind of derailed a little bit, but they want to get back to it? What are some of your suggestions to those people?
Well, self-sabotage is our worst enemy. You know what I mean?
All right.
We anticipate failure as humans when we weren't born with that characteristic. You know what I mean? Like, we have to always believe that the power is in our hands, that it's infinite. All we have to do is think about it. We're God beings, godly beings. So once we think of something, it automatically manifests. You know what I'm saying? Good or bad. You think bad, bad gonna come. You think good, good gonna come.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
Gotcha.
don't ever live in the perspective of chasing anything. You have to live your dream. If you don't believe it, nobody else will. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people tell me that, you know, I'm one of the greatest, I'm a legend and all of this. No. I've done some legendary things, but right, classic. I'm more of a classic, and I have a lot more classic material to drop. You know what I'm saying? So with anybody who hasn't done it, no matter your age, live it. It's vivid. See it, touch it, feel it. It'll manifest itself. You'll walk right up on it, you know what I mean, and give it a handshake. You know what I mean? Definitely.
So now, what people basically what you just said was you don't have to chase your dream, you just have to embrace your dream, right?
Definitely.
So the people who are actually trying to understand what they're supposed to do in this life, man, how do you handle, and I'm thinking about the children right now, how do you handle people who are trying to dictate their dream for them, and how do they combat that?
See, as a father, I'm gonna have to speak from a father's perspective. I learned that you can't dictate your children's future. We have to investigate what it is these children want to do, because it's not the same world that I grew up in. It's definitely not the same world that my parents grew up in. But today, parents are listening to the same music as their kids. They're wearing the same clothing as their kids. Everything is parallel now. So we have to now investigate these kids' minds and see where they are. You know what I mean?
Right.
Feed them positivity. Show them love. Embrace them. Whatever it is they want to do. Like, if you got a son that wants to become a fashion designer, don't tell him that that's girly at an early age. Allow him to express who he is. You know what I'm saying? Like, guide him with some type of nurturing comfort to let him know, like, hey, I'm cool. I can be the first XYZ or the next backbone clothing designer or Ralph J. Lauren or whoever. You know what I'm saying? Well, Ralph Lauren, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But, like, we have to embrace these kids and their mindset, because they're being fed so much information from their peers, from the TV shows, radio, internet, looking out of their window. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so much they can absorb now. I remember we had to get on a train to go downtown to see fashion. We had to go to 5 Points to feel like we was, you know, into the culture of hip hop or whatever. You know what I mean? But now they can just click online and imagine it, and they're there. You know what I mean? Like, that's why so many MCs and rappers out right now, you know what I mean? Coming out overnight. Every day it's a new somebody. And the competition is fierce. So grab hold to your kids early and you know, nurture their visions. Don't live your dream through your child, you know what I'm saying? Let your kid be who they are, you know what I mean?
One thing that I realized is that a lot of parents don't know how to connect with their children, but they believe they are raising their children.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing about a consultant, man, I never tell anybody what to do with their children,
Right.
right? However, one of the things that I can do is let them know if whatever they're trying to do is not working for their children. So the parents that are actually trying to do all this stuff that you're saying and it's still not working, how can you motivate them to be patient but still steadfast and trying to have that connection with their child?
I mean, that's when we have to investigate other resources. Like, it's so many other resources. Like, do more things that involve the kids. You know what I mean? Like, we could take a break from our everyday life. You know what I'm saying? And take a trip somewhere. I remember, like, when I was younger, my mom used to make sure we went to Miami and Disney. I wouldn't knew nothing about no ocean as a kid unless my mama put us in that little gold rabbit and drove us down to Miami or took us to
Right,
Disney World. You know what I'm saying? So
right,
take time out with your kids. I know a young lady that makes sure she plans a family vacation with her kids every year. You know what I mean?
right.
So, like, you got to make sure that we take time out to be not their friend, but involve them.
Mhm.
Allow them to make decisions. You know what I'm saying? We can overrule those decisions, of course, because there's a
Right,
structure system. You know what I'm saying? But just, you know, involve the kids. You know what I mean? Listen to them because they're
right.
still the closest thing to heaven. We forgetting that. They ain't but 5, 6,
Mm.
7, 8, 9 years from heaven. You know what I'm saying? So they still got messages coming from the other side. You understand what I'm saying? They still got messages and things they need to know from the other side that we need to know. So involve kids. 100.
You heard it right here, man. Backbone just said the children are the closest thing to heaven, bro.
Yes, sir. They are. I'm just saying, they ain't been here but 8 years. I mean, they come through the portal of life. Like, I've been here, like I say, 4.8 decades. You know how much about heaven I've forgotten? You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying?
Right, right.
What's up, Angel?
Hey, I mean that kind of blows my mind right there. So I'm glad that you said that. One of the things that I do want to talk about is since we're talking about kids and parents, man, there are a lot of kids and parents that are actually in school now, and I do want to get your take on education and your experience in education. So where are you at right now? You're doing a lot of different things. What are some things you're doing when it comes down to education?
Well, in 2019, we did a Dungeon family tour. We traveled, you know, across the United States. But I was in my senior year of getting a bachelor's of psychology degree. And I took off to do that tour. But I'm in my practicum courses now and doing, you know, interns and teaching, you know what I'm saying? But I took off last year. And
Hmm.
this year, when I planned on going back, of course, you know, the pandemic hit. Hence the reason I'm wearing my
Hmm.
sporty little mask here. You know what I'm saying? In the comfort
Plug,
zone.
plug.
I'm putting on a little bit. But yeah, I didn't go back to school. But what it did is it gave me time to reevaluate myself, though. You know what I'm saying? Figure
Hmm.
out what I want to do. And yes, psychology is one of the things that, you know, you can tell that I'm truly in love with by my post every day on IG. And my first client to any professional, whatever your profession is, your first client is always going to be yourself. So I've been working on myself all 4 years of this degree path, you know what I'm saying? Through the heavy drinking, the smoking, the lying, the cheating, everything that I lost that I thought I loved, I was able to heal from it. One, through my spirituality and my faith and my trust in knowing that there's a higher power. Secondly, by taking them classes that I'm paying $70,000 to $80,000 for. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't read them books, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now, I
Yeah.
got out of biology because I was going to school for dietetics and nutrition. But I was
Right.
like, I got enough brothers like Baba Soul and King's Apron, shout out Chef Zoo, that they're herbalists, and how the vegan ATL. All these brothers are dope, man. You know what I'm saying? Like they healers in their own right. So why go pay an institution all those thousands of dollars when I can sit with masters of these crafts and learn something from them? Same thing with psychology, but as we know, it's hard to find Black psychologists who've shaped the psyche of human beings. You know, you got your Carl Jungs, your Sigmund Freuds, but where are the most of the Black psychologists? I know they're there, so that's my thing, trying to figure out where they are, doing my research and tapping in with the Black psychologists and getting this thing, you know, to a different perspective. But yeah, psychology and music I'm gonna fuse the two together, but that's my main focus right now. You know what I mean? Healing myself, helping others heal, and creating new music through a psychological platform. Let me close.
You know what? And one of the things that I'm thinking about is that psychology is the backbone of everything that we do.
Right. It is.
Right. So one of the things that you just said that really stuck out to me, man, is the psychology and everything. You being your first client, right?
Yes, sir.
So now what I'm asking you to do is, how connected is psychology with your purpose in life, and how are you responding to the change in your diet, the change in your spirituality, and how that affected your psychology?
When I first, met certain, people, shout out Baba Shola, Big Baba La, whoa, it wasn't like I was meeting a spiritual entity. It was more like I was meeting a brother that I never had, because I am the big brother. I got a, younger brothers. What up, Bree? If you looking, I got a younger sister. So I had to go out and bump and take all the bumps and bruises myself. I done lost a bunch of fights. I don't want a bunch of fights. I've done a bunch of dirt. I've covered a bunch of dirt. I've done a lot of different things that I had to teach myself. And all of that plays into your psychological mind, because my mom said one thing to me at a very, very young age. She said, I'm not coming to visit you in jail. I said, I ain't going. I ain't going. You know what I'm saying? If you, and shout out to those who have lost their mother, and shout out to those who still have their mother. Big I share both situations, but if your mom ain't rocking with you, dog, you ain't too much got nothing out there, man, because friends gonna turn, your own family gonna turn. Mom might even turn at some point, but you have to realize, that she brought you here, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
She brought you here. So, I mean, there's some level of respect you got to always pay to that. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, definitely, man, it helped me in every aspect of my life, even now. By the things I post. I'm not going to tell you, man, I got drunk last night. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to make you read into my post every day and analyze and see, yeah, he was drunk last night. But I'm reaping the consequences of that, because I may have missed an interview. I may have missed so-and-so. So that taught me to give that up. When you sacrifice something, you're always going to gain something, you know what I'm saying? Something much greater. You know what I'm saying?
I need to ask you a really good question, man. Just first of all, just give you a little background about me. I grew up listening to a lot of conscious hip hop. My first CD that I ever listened to, my mother purchased this CD. It was Public Enemy, Can't Trust It. It was their single, right? And that single basically changed my whole life. It was actually my first taste of the real world curriculum of what was social injustice, right? As a kid, you're not really exposed to it until somebody literally sits down and talks to you about it. And the first teachers that I really had that I remember is Public Enemy.
Right.
So who are your first teachers?
Well, I'm older than hip hop by a year and a half. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't grow up on a lot of hip hop. We didn't get a lot of hip hop when I was younger. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think hip hop is 47. Like I say, I'm 4.8, 6 decades old. You know what I'm saying? So I grew up a little bit
Mm-hmm.
before, you know, hip hop. So, but early on, you know, my mother and father were both heavily musical influences. Like I say in every interview, my father played with such greats as Johnny Taylor, Joe Tex,
Mm-hmm.
Paul McCartney, James Brown. Like, he was in those traveling bands. So I saw Peebo Bryson and Barry White and these cats come to my house at an early age. I didn't know they was, you know, international superstars, but they were heavily influenced. And I gotta shout out my homeboy Che, who tuned in right here, Mr. Che 2000. His musical
Right.
library was so expansive when we were kids, man. Like, he
Right.
had music from every genre of music that you could have. He
Right.
was a only child, and we used to go in his house, eat snacks all day, man, and just play records, man, from all over. Like, that's how I knew about the Police, the Phil Collins, the everything else. And then I had older cousins that turned me on to the Parliaments, the Funkadelics, the Earth, Wind, and
Mm-hmm.
Fires. You know what I'm saying? Then
Mm-hmm.
I stumbled across hip hop. My very first record, the very first record I had was Sugar Hill Gang. No, I take that back. It was an Atlanta rapper by the name of Mojo. Let Mojo handle it. Let Mojo handle it. Everybody don't know that's a social conscious record. If you go back and listen to that record, if you can find it on YouTube, Mojo, he was talking about exactly what's going on right now in the late 70s, early
Mm.
80s. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it
Right.
was it was it was Mojo, Sugar Hill, and about, I'd say, 11 years old, I went to the Fresh Fest. You may not remember the Fresh Fest, Chris, but
No.
LL, Run DMC, Houdini, and we had local acts that were able to get on the ticket, like Shy D. Seeing someone that I know on that stage with those superstars influenced me so heavily that I
Mm-hmm.
said then, I'm going to grow up and do that one day. And the first time I did a tour with Outkast, and we did Madison Square Garden, and there was about 18, 20,000 people out there. I stepped on that
Mm-hmm.
stage and I said, I did it. God damn it, I did it. Pardon, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
for real. I remember standing on Westwood Avenue in front of my homeboy Rod house. Che, you might have been down there. We was about 7, 8 years old, bro. And I said then, told them people, I said, man, I'm going to make a record when I grow up. Everybody laughed. But they didn't know that stemmed from me seeing my father make records, seeing my daddy's name on records. See what I'm
Right.
saying? So
Right.
those were some of my
Right.
early musical influence. Like I say, my homeboy Che, who tuned in, had a very, very, very expansive library of music. And we both played in the band together, you know what I'm saying? He played the trumpet, I played the trombone, you know what I'm saying? And well, I still play, he probably still play too. But
Mm.
yeah, man, so you know, I had a bunch of mortal influences, not necessarily artistic influences.
Got you. Got you. One of the questions I want to ask you, you said that you said your mother said something very important. She said, "I'm not coming to get you out of jail."
Right.
Right now, a lot of us who were fortunate to have a circle like that to tell us what they weren't going to do for us, we were fortunate. However, I'm around a whole bunch of kids that did not have that village. Right.
Right.
So, what do you say to that young man or that young lady who thinks they have to like impress their friends, or they're still trying to figure out should they do something drastic to get that attention? What do you say to that child?
You can live below the influence, live below the influence. Stay off the radar. It's okay to be a loner. It's okay to read a book. It's okay to scribble scrabble in your notebook. It's okay to imagine that you're a superhero. Write these things down. Like my homegirl, Courtney. Her daughter just wrote an entire script. She's about 8, 9 years old. That script is so profound. Her
Wow.
mind. Like, why wouldn't we tap into that as adults with my avenues You know what I'm saying? And my keychain, I could unlock doors for this young lady. Man,
Right. Right.
I can unlock doors for this young lady. I wouldn't misguide
Right.
her and tell her, no, you're going to be a nurse. You're going to be a doctor. You're going to be this. No, she's a young screenwriter. You know what I'm saying? Let's develop that. Let's get
Right.
this in the hands of somebody who can, you know, manipulate these ideas. But it's okay to get out of the car. If they say, oh, Jug, you a lame, man, you ain't going to ride with us. Nope. Because when it's time to
Right.
do those 30 years, you're not going to ride with me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm living from live experience. My son is facing some criminal time. You know what I'm saying? Like my son is facing time because like he lost his uncle December 2018. He lost his mother March of 2019. So he was psychologically unwinding. And because I didn't have a relationship with his mother, and we all know, you know what I'm saying, it's real life. Hence the reason I only have one child. Because I said I'll never, ever, ever raise a child that's not under my roof ever again. You know what I'm saying? I'm never doing that again. Because I want to have that direct influence. Because I lost my son that way. But because we didn't have the proper communication, now everybody know I took care of my kid tremendously. He was a
Right.
lot, but I'm just saying at certain intricate moments, we were disconnected. You know what I'm saying? And he lost himself. So he felt like he needed to find love with these Negroes he was hanging with. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mean Negroes, I mean cigars. You feel what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? But like I was saying, the first thing he told me when I first talked to him, he was locked up. He was locked up.
Right.
The first thing my son said to me was, Dad, I know you're disappointed in me. I said, no, I'm not, son. I'm proud of you. I'm still proud of you. You still my flesh and blood. We're going to get through this. I need some grandchildren, but shit, we're going to get through this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right.
that's what a plight is. So every young man that I could tell, shout out Next Level Boys Academy too, because I want to work with those guys because a lot of young men beat some stuff and the same stuff that my son is facing. But it seems like I'll never have time to get with them because I really don't, because I got real life. I'm hustling, trying to get this up to save my sons from doing 30, 40 years. But outside of that fact, man, shout out Next Level Boys Academy. I need to put you in touch with them too. But yeah, man, it's okay to get out the car, man. It's okay to get beat up. Don't get chumped off now. It's a difference between getting chumped off and beat up. You know what I'm saying? Stand your ground.
Right.
Defend your honor. Stand on your last name, even though it ain't the last name we supposed to have. You know what I'm saying? So stand on your own 2 feet, man, as a man, manhood mindset. You understand what I'm saying? But don't get chumped off. It's okay.
Got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when it comes down to children, it's easier to stand up to a bully that's your age, but what about the bullies that's adults?
I mean,
Hold on for 1 second. Let me repeat that because I was on mute on Facebook.
mm-hmm.
It's kind of easier for the child to stand up to a bully that's their age, but what about the bullies that are adults, teachers, even being bullied by their parents? How can the child stand up?
See, this is where we have to get into our spiritual essence and stand on the shoulders of our ancestors because the heavens see what's going on. All we have to do as a youngster that nobody taught us, we were forced into believing the way, you know what I'm saying, that we believe. You know what I'm saying? But if we teach our children that you are powerful beyond any circumstance, stand on the shoulders of your ancestors. Got
Mm-hmm.
to, because the universe is not going to allow anything detrimental to happen to an innocent child. Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like I say, they're the closest things to heaven. So I'm just saying, tell somebody. Go talk to Dr. Pugh. Talk to Backbone. Call your other uncle and say, Uncle Jeffro make me feel uncomfortable. or
Mm-hmm.
auntie saying make me feel kind of, you know what I'm saying? Speak to somebody about that. Don't be afraid. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know it takes a lot of courage to do that. It takes a
Right.
lot of courage to do that. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because, but we have to teach that to these children to live fearless. You know what I mean? Like, we cannot fear anything, and that's what come to, parenting and instilling that trust in our children. Because when I have more
Mm-hmm.
children, I'm gonna get it right this time. You know what I'm saying? I didn't fail the first time. I just
Right.
lost my kid to a situation. But we're gonna get it right because I'm gonna have more children as soon as that young lady stop playing. All right, let's get it. I wanted her to look in my eye when I said it. I know she.
All right, OG. All right, OG. Let's get to it.
Yes, sir.
All right. We talked about the children.
Uh-huh.
What about those adults that are in their profession
Uh-huh.
that were bullied all their childhood and now they're actually acting out on other people? What type of healing do you think they should do to make sure they don't destroy our
They
children?
de-
The ones that are still dealing with the
yeah,
past.
pardon me for cutting you short. I'm sorry. But yeah, they definitely need to seek counseling. You understand? Like, they have to address it. Some kind of way they have to be reminded of it. You know what I'm saying? They have to unconsciously unlock it because sometimes it's hidden. Like, they don't even realize why they're doing certain things. They don't realize why they out here wilding and terrorizing the neighborhood because of their authority. Like, they don't even realize it. Like, I had, to put the mirror in my own face and realize my shortcomings. You know what I'm saying? The first time I was cheated on,
Mm-hmm.
I went back and found every ex-girlfriend that I could remember on Facebook because Instagram and Twitter wasn't out. And
Yeah.
what did she feel like when I did my dirt? And I apologize to those who weren't married and the ones who are married. Oddly enough, the ones who are married, I'm still good friends with, strangely. You know what I'm saying? I don't get
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But their husbands cool.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? But, like, you have to realize yourself what your shortcoming
Mm-hmm.
is. You know what I'm saying? You can't wait on it. But unfortunately, it takes time, bro. It takes time, and some things have been done jumped off, and we're triggered in a manner to where we done did something stupid in society, and then we have to sit down and think about that and be like, dang,
Right.
I remember I was what you call. You know what I'm saying? I remember I didn't do this. I remember I didn't do that. This may be why, you know what I'm saying, I'm acting out this way. You know what I'm saying? Because I know why I was acting out this way. Not that my mother didn't love me, but she never told me. So I was always running from love because I never knew what the
Mm.
hell it was. You know what I'm saying? Somebody
Whoa.
was telling me,
Whoa.
like, when I was in the ninth grade, I was dating Amanda Copeland. I ain't mean to call her real name, but okay, cool.
It's all right. It's all
She's
right.
very
Let's keep
woke,
rolling.
but she told me that you need to stop drinking. You need to stop smoking. You need to stop eating pork. Man, please. I'm gonna do this till I die, not knowing I was killing myself.
Mm-hmm.
She went on to become a doctor. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't, what I'm saying? I wasn't studying that. You know what I'm saying? But then when I got a little older, I met another young lady that kept saying, "You're so self-centered, you're arrogant, you think it's all about you. You always you don't know how to share information, you don't know how to teach." So from that end of the perspective to that end of the perspective, I mashed the two together, and I created a new me. And through, developing my new spiritual essence, I was able to realize and trigger something else. I'm not perfect and I'm not operating in perfection. But what I am doing is stabilizing my life so other people may not have to trip over some of the obstacles I did. You know what I'm saying?
I just want to remind the audience right now, man, if they're getting anything from you right now, they need to hit your Cash App. Your Cash App is on the screen right now. It's hashtag still bucking, STILLBUCKIN. Right now, if you're hearing anything that you think is beneficial to your family, to your classroom, your neighborhood, send some love straight up, because he really, a lot of the things that you're saying, OG, is one of the most important aspects of life, man. Listening to the children, dealing with your aspects, dealing with the things that you grew up with, and not take it out on other people. Actually, take it out on your first client, which is yourself.
Exactly.
Just to address your question earlier, man, we were talking about black psychologists. Some of the ones that actually changed my life was one psychologist. I think she was a black psychiatrist too, Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. And when I read her stuff, turned my whole life around. Dr. Naeem Akbar. Dr. Naeem Akbar's work is very dense. It's very heavy, but it's very needed, and it really changed my life.
Right.
One of the things I wanted to ask you about is your level of in academia right now. I think you're getting your master's, if I'm not mistaken,
Well,
right?
actually, I'm in my senior level of my bachelor's. You know what I mean?
Your bachelor's, okay.
I was 4 classes from graduating. You know,
Okay.
But like I said, we went on that tour, so I fell back from that. And then, COVID hit, like I say, then I couldn't go back and finish. But yeah, I'm about 4 classes, a couple of practicums, and an intern away from having my bachelor's in psychology. And shout out my homeboy Pee Wee down at Mercer University. Soon as I get that bachelor's, I'm going right into my master's and on to my PhD, man. I'm not slowing down, because I know people want to, they respect credentials. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I didn't have a couple of these plaques on the wall, they'll be like I was a washed up rapper. No, I have accolades. If I turn this camera around, you'll see several of these plaques. You know what I'm saying? People respect letters. They respect certain things. I don't know why. You know what I'm saying?
Me neither.
You know what I'm saying? But like I say, man, I'm gonna finish that up. You know what I'm saying? But you said something in the preliminary interview, like the letters only incorporate you. You know what I'm saying? Because you are already a doctor. You know what I'm saying? We are already masters of what we do. You know what I'm saying? We are already masters. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if the first healers, the first nurturers, they didn't go to school to do that. They went out in nature and figured something out. Oh, and then here come another group of human beings that said, hey, we need to monetize this. We need to kill off and seal off this knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And make it pay for it when it was already God given. You know what I'm saying? Yes.
That's one of the most important things you said, man, because I think a lot of us, and when I say us, I just talk about people. We look at the credentials, and every time I hear the word credentials, I see the word credit, right? And sometimes when we're looking for credentials, we're looking for credit from other people, and that's an extremely dangerous game. So, and like we were talking about in our first interview before tonight's live, man, you were just talking about confidence and how confidence it can cause like a chemical reaction. And a lot of people need to understand who they are and what they're supposed to do, because if they don't, they end up trying to impress people and looking for credit. And that's why a lot of people look for those credentials. And right now, you don't need those credentials, but you can use those credentials, and that's the difference. Can you elaborate on the difference between needing something and looking to use something?
The English language is so basic. You can just listen to what you said, credentials. Seeking acceptance from someone else could dent you.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? You have to listen to these basic sound waves. Like
the credit can dent you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Wow. The credit credential. You know what I'm saying? Just like with good morning. You know what I'm saying? Weekday. Like things like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to listen to this English language. But you don't need that to validate you, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like I saw my homeboy Chef Zoo master his crafts. When he locks in on something, I've never seen a human being so focused in my life.
Right.
Home be on top of his game. I'm talking about down to the ism and the prism, whatever that is. You know what I'm saying? He be down to it, dog. Home do
Right.
not play. Shout out my homegirl, Karma Soul, man. She on top of her craft. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are some phenomenal individuals. And my sister Ty, she lock in on her craft. You know what I'm saying? Like, we text back and forth every day. We don't see each other a lot, but we lock in. She tapped in now. Like, these people are masterful in what they do. You know what I'm saying? I pattern myself after those people, because if I'm going to become a master of what I do, I have some great influences. So that's the main thing. Don't worry about credentials. Get you some influences, I should say. You know, so you will be fluent with sense, influences. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Like, you gotta listen to this language, man. Influences, fluent with sense. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I definitely believe in the power of words. Sometimes when we don't understand what we're saying, we end up doing things to ourselves that we're very unaware about, right? So, and you're talking about influence versus credentials, right? And I think what a lot of people may not understand is some people have been looking for a profession, and sometimes they miss out on a purpose.
Right.
So sometimes, as a kid, we always ask them what do they want to do when they grow up instead of who they want to be.
Right.
Can you give us your elaboration on what the difference, what they want to do versus who they want to be? What do you got to say about that?
Like we said earlier, like when we what do we want to be, is sometimes asking them, what do you think I want you to be? You see what I'm saying? Like, we gotta allow them, instead of just asking them, who are you? You know what I'm saying? Like, who are you? And he'll say, I'm Dr. King. You know what I'm saying? I'm Dr. So and so, Dr. Professor James Small. You know what I'm saying? Like, like, how do we know these kids ain't tapping into some stuff online? Like, all of them ain't looking at derogatory things online. Some of them may be afraid to let you know that they looking at something positive. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So we have to tap into that with these kids, man. You know what I'm saying? We have to step into that realm, man. And like you say, it's all about wording. What do you want to be, opposed to what do you want to do? We can also sub-conjunct that with, what are you doing? They don't know they got to grow up and pay bills. So how are you taking care of yourself now, son? So how are you taking care of yourself now, young lady? Is your room organized? Are you organized at school? How's your locker? What are you eating? Are you stuffing yourself with junk food? You know what I'm saying? Like, figure out where they are. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta.
So hold up. Let me get this straight. So you're telling, hold on. So you're letting a lot of educators know, you're letting a lot of teachers know, principals know, you're letting a lot of superintendents know, you're letting a lot of parents know that when they're asking specific questions, those questions need to have a lot of purpose behind it too, because some of the questions you're repeating, they're still not leading us anywhere. Instead of asking the kid, what do they want to do? Ask them, what are they doing? And actually, a lot of people love to just throw out words that get them accepted just so they can get credentials or credit. Think about this. Every time we ask a kid what they want to be, and they say doctor or lawyer, we start applauding them. But at the actuality, we're not asking what are they doing at the moment. They don't critically think about what they need to do to get to that point. Right? So just the art of asking specific questions is something that we all need to just practice on anyway. One of the things that you said a little bit earlier, and you first of all, just thank you, because you've been really blessing a lot of people. I can just tell whoever's going to be listening to this audio a little bit later on, they're going to know how to communicate with their children a little bit better. They're going to learn how to actually listen to their children a little bit better. But what I do want to visit back on is the relationship, the family dynamic, right? You said something that was extremely important. You said you wanted to raise your son inside the same roof that you're going to be under. Will you elaborate on the importance of having your seed under the same roof as you? Elaborate on that, please.
Like, of course, you know, I had my kid when I was 24. You know what I'm saying? Same age he is now, so I could imagine how he's thinking. You know what I'm saying? And what he was thinking. With me, I was a little bit cooler than my son. You know what I'm saying? I was a little bit cooler. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, things were a
Right.
lot slower though. I wasn't rushing to do a lot of things. So
Right.
I just, you know, had a kid. I was so afraid. I didn't know. Didn't nobody talk to me about no birds, bees, flowers, and seeds. I didn't get that conversation. I didn't know what
Right.
it was gonna
Right.
be like being a father. So that automatically made me push away from that young lady. We weren't dating. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even gonna say what I was just finna say, but at the time, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just
Right. Right.
go to
I
the
got
gas
you.
station and buy a 50-cent condom off the wall. That's all I'm gonna say about that. You know what
I
I'm
got
saying?
you.
That's all I'm gonna say.
I got
They
you.
didn't have the
I
little
got
black
you.
boxes back then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. 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 I got a question for you. I got a question for you. What makes it so difficult for parents to talk about those issues? What do parents fear the most that makes them think that they can't talk about something but send their child into the world to figure it out for themselves? And then what I like to call a retroactive disciplinarian, where they could have just really kind of informed their child or gave them some type of tips to kind of navigate. And I'm not downing anybody because, hell, you don't know what you're going to do until you're in that situation, right? But I do want to know what you think is the biggest fear of a parent who thinks they can't talk to their child about the things that they know their child about to get into. What are your thoughts about that?
Sometimes the parents don't even know themselves. They hadn't even learned the lesson themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm,
having a baby, having a child is easy. The act of it, but it comes with a lot more disciplinary, stipulations. You understand what I'm
right,
saying? Like we can lay down in
right.
the moment, roll up, pull up, you know what I'm saying, and have a great time. Consciously, we're doing this between us until 30 days later, she calls and said, uh-oh. Then the psychology of being a parent kicks in. We don't know what that's like, some of us, if we were never taught that.
Mm-hmm.
You got to understand it's
Mm,
generational. Like the family has been being distorted since slavery. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
mm,
it's been broken up since then. So the psychology behind a woman not needing a man is not yesterday old, it's centuries old. So we don't know about institutionalizing the family structure. If you look at
mm,
Caucasian families, even if them two don't love each other, even if they don't love each other, right out of college, they're going to get married because their parents deemed them to do that. That's generational, though. They saw their parents in a structured format, then, they fall into it. Even though it may be hell behind the doors, but they're going to put up a fight for those children.
mm-hmm.
We
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, not all of us, some of us, will forget your mama, forget your dad. He's nothing. That stems from generational detriment, hundreds of years. So some parents don't even know how to teach their children nothing. Like I say, we listening to the same music as our kids now. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Grandparents smoking
right.
blunts with their granddaughters. You know what I'm saying? Like I know 3 generations of strippers. The grandma was a stripper, the mama was a stripper, now the daughter a stripper. Like I'm saying, they did the fruit, you know what I'm saying, is falling right in their laps. They see it. I saw something on IG today. I'm gonna send it to you later on, Ty. You know I be finding them video. I'm gonna send it to you. But the little girl was just cursing like it was normal because she's
Mm-hmm.
growing up in that.
Mm-hmm.
So her parents
Mm-hmm.
see nothing wrong with that. I remember when I was, writing rhymes early in my career, and my son was in the back seat when he got old enough to talk. and he would stop every time I said a bad word. I was like, instead of saying him and making him realize that those were bad words, I say, I'm going to be an adult and just stop saying certain things. So these next 6 or 7 projects that I'm about to put out, you're not going to hear any detrimental conversation because I know the youth are listening. They need to hear something besides WAP. They need to hear something besides a Percocet. They need to hear something besides, disrespecting the police. You know what I'm saying? They need to hear something outside of all the derogatory things that's feeding their mind right now. Because that's the most influential tool is the music. You know what I'm saying? When I was in the 12th grade, I'm 17 years old. NWA had just dropped. I went to Peppermint Records in Greenbrier Mall. Don't you know they would not sell me that record because I didn't have ID? You had to be 18. But now you can just turn on your computer and hear the most derogatory music that you could ever want to hear in your life, man. Some of this music is so disgusting. I be at the gas pump. Maybe because I'm 4.8 decades old, I'm becoming, I don't know. I'm just saying. But you have older people at the pump beside you, and you got this music fumigating from your car. And I say fumigating because it's spreading poison. You know what I'm saying? Like it's terrible. I'm not a music hater. I'm not hating nobody, nobody's money, cause my jewelry is more expensive than any jewelry that any of them can wear. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like this is more valuable than any piece of jewelry them young cat got on. So I ain't worried about their money. I ain't worried about none of that. I'm just saying what you're doing to society, dog. Think about it. Shout out Lil Baby, too. We from the same streets and neighborhood. He from Oakland City. I'm from Cascade, West End, same area. But Lil Baby is maturing so much on that microphone. I rock with Shawty, man. I rock with him. Shout out Coach K, man. I rock with Shawty, man. Lil Baby is maturing. And I told somebody a long time ago, I said, he going to be here. He's going to be. I heard him say something the other day. He said that he ain't no legend or nothing unless the people tell him that. So from an OG, whoever tell him, tag him or whatever, let him know I'm a big fan of his. I'm from Cascade, Oakland City, West End. That young boy is doing a thing to change rap music. He's going to do it too. Because if he keep pushing the way he's pushing, he's going to be an influence. You understand what I'm saying? And others are going to start trying to get like him. You know what I'm saying? They already mocking him now. But that's what I'm saying. We got to start, changing the messages. And it's going to take some OGs. And I'm glad Jay-Z popped the lid. I'm glad Jay-Z popped off the lid of the age limit on hip-hop. You know what I'm saying? Because this was the only genre of music where they try to retire us early. I'm at my most potent now.
That's when we need you. That's when we need you the most.
I'm writing some incredible theses right now. You know what I'm saying? Like my next project is called The Dissertation. I'm ushering in some wisdom. Like I shock myself. I be in the mirror still rapping like I'm 17. And I be like, whoa, boy, you fire. You kind of fire, Shawty. You know what I'm saying? Now it's time for the world to know this. And another thing, I know this is slightly off subject. Another thing I did. Another thing I did. When people used to see me, I wanted to stay in my hood. I could still go to the hood right now. Like I'm still connected because I never left. But that kind of hurt me. Because when people would see me, they were like, Backbone. I'm like, don't call me that. Call me Ski. Oh, Backbone, man, come on, man. You did this, you did that. Nah, man, I ain't did nothing. Guess who was listening? The universe. The universe said, you don't want it, give it back. I went
Oh,
door for about 15 years. I was sleeping on Satan's front porch. Trust me. I was sleeping on Satan's front porch. Like I had done gave up. You know what I'm saying? On life totally. But then all of a sudden, I was going through a breakup. It's always some relationship stuff with me. Good
right.
Lord. But I was walking by this church in the pouring down rain. And the sign on the church, you know how the churches be having signs in the front. It said, "You may be forgotten, but God knows your name." And from that moment, I picked up. Shout out Big Boy, because my girlfriend changed the locks on the house. I couldn't get in. I was homeless for about 2 weeks. I was sleeping on the couch
Wow.
and stank on you, not because I didn't have nowhere to go. My girl was just set up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I was, hey, I'm going to
Right.
sleep at the studio. But I ain't got to tell her what I was going through. This was 15, 20 years ago. Well, not maybe 20, maybe I say about 12. And I had got caught cheating, of course, doing dirt, which is the reason I don't cheat no more. I don't find no interest in it at all. But I ain't got no girlfriend. So I can't cheat. I'm just saying. But anyway, comedy is one of my jobs. Let's get to the subject. But Big Boy has always unconsciously gave me that prop to lean on. You know what I'm saying? Every time that it seems that I'm in a bind, he creates an opportunity and a check get cut. So I don't have to say, bro, I need $100,000. No. He creates an opportunity and pays me for it at the right moment. So I can never hate on home. You know what I'm saying? I can never hate on my homeboy. You know what I'm saying? We may not speak every day. You know what I'm saying? I may not talk to him as much as we used to. We may not communicate. Hey, shit, we 50. We don't have no reason to talk every day. You know what I'm saying? Why? You know what I'm saying? Like my homeboy Chase, man, I know that's love. He keep tapping in right now. I ain't talked to this
Yeah.
man but like twice in 8 years probably. You know what I'm saying? But that love is there though. You know what I'm saying? I know it's there because he chiming in. That man don't like not one picture on my page every day, but he here today, and that's love, bro.
Yeah.
You
That's
know what I'm
love.
saying? I'm talking about
That's
this ain't
love.
nobody I known from high school. I'm talking I know home from 4 years old, 3 years old, bro.
Right.
3. Doing Atlanta child murders, our parents were walking us from pole to pole. He already done shouted out my great grandmother. That's how much he know about me. That's love, man. You understand? So why wouldn't I share that love with the rest of these folks? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
I got to write this story, man. Gotta write this story. Praise the Lord. I want to speak in tongues.
I
I
hope
don't know how.
I hope now, I think it's a reason, man, because a lot of people may not understand, man. I've been reaching out to you for about 2 years now, give or take.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been trying to get this done for a while. And I think I was trying to get you in the same room with the kids or in the parents and all of that. But right now, you know what the situation is. You can't wait for the ideal situation, man. You just got to do what you can with what you can eat, what you got, right?
Right.
And the things that you're talking about right now, man, I guarantee you the things that you're talking about is saving somebody's life. I'm telling you. Because some of the things that we're discussing right now have been destroying the children and destroying the parents. Every time I see a problem child, I see a problem
Right.
parent. And a lot of people don't want to talk about that. And a lot of people have never really talked about that. I deal with a problem parenthood. And it's not necessary to look down. We got a lot of injured parents that we're not really even discussing. And right now, if we don't at least approach the parents with a little bit more respect, you know what I mean? And just say, look, you weren't exposed either. You almost like a older, taller child still trying to figure it out with another child up under you. And it's not just saying that they're not mature, but they're underexposed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So right now, what I want to just say is thank you, man, because you got a lot of parents right now who are at their age where they think they can't talk to their homeboy from a long time ago because they ain't talk every day. It's some people who ain't talking and they don't even know why they're not talking. They ain't even beefing. They just like, well, something probably happened. I'm like, what? He was like, shoot, I don't even know. But you just said, bro, like you just said something that's very key. You don't have to talk to everybody every day verbally if y'all talk every day spiritually.
Right.
Y'all know you just mentioned Big Boy, man, the stuff that y'all have done in the past and what y'all doing in the present right now. You don't have to talk every day if you walk every day. Y'all grown men. Y'all looking after families. You got stuff going on with your son. I'm pretty sure he got things going on with his son. I'm pretty sure Dre and Cujo, everybody got families, bro. And so when y'all got time, y'all make time for each other, man. But honestly, the best thing y'all can do is work together in your own independent space. That's the best form of communication between grown men. And I appreciate you saying that because a lot of people may not understand this. You don't have to talk to every day to be a friend. You have to be a friend every day. So when y'all talk, your relationship is still intact. That's what I got from you. What do you think about that, Bone?
Segue off of that, going into this next point, man. Like when people used to ask me, "What's up with the Dungeon family? What y'all doing?" I said, each king is constructing their empire. So when we conglomerate this thing, we're gonna rule the universe as we once did. We don't have to do it together. We don't have to make records together. Right?
Yes.
You build your kingdom. Support me in a time of war. I build my kingdom, and I support you in a time of war. But when it's time to attack as one universe soul, Dungeon family forever, man. Eternal, bro. We here forever. I seen a joker the other day say he can out rap. No, here you can't. You can't on us. Cause if you can, I told him bet $1,000. $1,000. I challenged him right there on that platform.
Yeah.
And I owe folk money. But I was gonna bet that $1,000 because it was grave. I could have paid my debts off.
Straight up. I have so many different avenues of like hip hop and engaging people with hip hop. What I like to do with kids, they'll tell me their favorite rapper, and what I do, I just tell them. I say I grew up off Goody Mob, man. My first hip hop album from Atlanta was Goody Mob Soul Food. That was a dissertation to me. It was almost like writing a life book. I mean, reading a life book. And what I do is I literally, with the kids, I print off lyrics and I make them interpret the lyrics instead of just listening to the song. And then I make them write their own lyrics to the instrumental. And I think it's critical thinking, right? So when you were just talking about y'all are different kings running your own empire, and when it's time to literally conglomerate, like when y'all actually merge together, you will take over the world, not only the world, but the universe. And I think what a lot of people may not understand, and this is one of the main reasons for this interview, Backbone, is I need to do my part because I was exposed to y'all music. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I think I told you earlier that listening to the Dungeon family, and I was telling you about, me and my close friend, we used to take Big Rules interludes and we made a mixtape out of it. We would just listen to Big Rules interludes and just loop them over and over again to the point where we were in a very peculiar situation, and listening to y'all music got us out of that car.
Right.
It literally led us to a better place. We were still making mistakes, but y'all put us under so much pressure, bro. Y'all demanded us to grow up. And that's what I love about hip hop, man. It was one thing about partying. Y'all had the best beats, Organized Noise, and all the other producers y'all worked with. It made us jam. But it got to the point, man, we used to sit down and be like, bro, did you just hear what he said?
Right.
Bro, what we going to do?
Right.
It literally made us get off our ass, bro. So I wouldn't want to just ask you to elaborate on the power of words. I know we talked about that earlier. But when you start asking young boys to get out of the car instead of getting into the car, you said that earlier, everything they listen to on the radio now, it's telling them to live reckless. It's telling them to pop the pill. It's telling them to sleep with as many women as humanly possible. It's telling them to act emotional and start fighting and do whatever you got to do and then think about it later.
Right.
So the bridge I'm trying to build right now between what they're listening to now and what I grew up off of, I don't judge them because I listen to the same type of music, right? But one thing I did have, I had OGs that told me, you're not going to benefit from what I just told you. Do something else. What do you say about that?
Well, I mean, you know, like when we were younger, Che tell you, man, like we had cat told us to get off the block. It was our time to cease and desist because there's some grown folk stuff going on now. You tell these young cats that now, you tripping. They gonna want to draw down on you. Not knowing we strapped too, but I'm not about to be beefing with no child out here. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I'll go ahead and let
Right.
you have that victory, that wisdom. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I'm not about to spend the rest of my life with you. So I'm not gonna spend the rest of my life for you. You know what I'm saying? Doing something that I'm
Right.
comfortable with. You know what I'm saying? So if we're not getting along or we have a confrontational moment, I'm gonna talk to him. See, that's another thing. You gotta talk to him with some sense. When I walk in the store, I look like them in the clothes that they have on. Tennis shoes be way fresher. You know what I'm saying? Cologne be beaming. I'm buying the same cigars they buy. But when I speak, I say, pardon
Yeah.
me,
Yeah. Yeah.
pardon me. I
Yeah,
don't even
man.
say excuse me. I say, pardon me, young fellow, pardon me. You know what I'm saying? You give them their respect by teaching them respect. Young ladies be walking in and out of the store. I hold the door for them. They had never had a gentleman open the door for them. You understand? Like, you have to do these things to reverse the psychology of
Right.
these young
Right.
people because they've never
Right.
seen it. They've never seen it. So when
Right.
I say yes, ma'am, to a young lady, oh, I ain't that old. I ain't old. Don't call me ma'am. It's not that, young lady. It's not that. I'm just planting a seed of dignity inside of you. I'm just planting a seed of dignity. I'm not gonna treat you the way that these young men treat you. And I damn sure ain't no sugar daddy, so you can quit looking at this bankroll. You know what I'm saying? You quit staring over here. Shit.
Candy shop clothes, ain't it?
No, it ain't none of that. You got too many life insurance policies to pay. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. But seriously though, like we changed the conversation. And if I could change that conversation one individual at a time, like the little cats who be selling the water, you know what I'm saying? Like when they run up to me, I say, man, y'all ain't even uniform, bro. Your pants hanging down. I don't want that water. You look like you stink, man. Straight up. You look like you stink. I'm not finna put that to my lips. I said, so change your presentation, bro. Change
That's
your
real.
presentation. Make it a business, sir. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
Like, don't run up. I mean, I understand it's a hustle. I get that it's a hustle. We all hustle. I did my thing. But my hustle wasn't broadcasted live at the corner at the store. Gad, gad, good gad, dad. Got good gad, good gad, good gad. No, sir. We would post up in the cut under street lights. Still getting to the money in a sweet spot. All those
Yep.
conversations were true from front to back street.
Yep.
Listen, we on a mission to get right. Working street corner in the midnight. Picture the scene. These fiends with $5, $10 dream scheme for a sack of that. Believe that. On
Yep.
whatever like we straw. Stuck serving a whole thing raw. Drop
Yep.
62 off a brick. To jump back 20 over. Now that's more money to get. Like for real, bro. Like I was living that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? But I didn't
Yeah.
incriminate myself not one time. You understand what I'm saying? Because I didn't tell them where we were, how we were operating. Because I said I make moves. Shake them tricks up out their shoestrings. I'm more precise when I do things. Because life like shaking the dice. But I buck back twice. Like 5 deuce 4 tray. I'm strictly
Hey.
stressing dirty, dirty. Gonna represent it to the T-top. Born and bred up on the street top. Get to the money in the
Yeah.
sweet spot. And forever hollering, hootie hoo. You know
Woo-dee-woo.
what I'm saying?
But we see
Like
cops. Yes, sir.
trap rap. I don't know what it is. So all these cats talking about they done came out with trap rap and they started, man, y'all better pay attention. I fathered the style. Now we had others mention the fact that they spoke on the trap. Yeah, they did. Okay, cool. But from intro to outro, I gave a step-by-step of how to get out the street manual on my Concrete Law album.
Yes, you did. Yes, you
You know what I'm
did.
saying? In and
Yes, you
hit the
did.
lick and move, man. That's what you do. You hit the lick and move, man. That's how you hustle. Don't disrespect nobody. I got a t-shirt on my website that got the 10 concrete laws on it. People never knew what they were. First rule is never repeat nothing you see. You know what I'm saying? My granddad used to always say the nighttime blind and ain't no eyes on the street. My door locked at 11:30. Man, I ain't coming in the house no 11:30. Guess where I was sleeping at though? On the porch. Because that door was locked.
Mm-hmm.
Don't bring it in here. Don't bring it in here, son. Now, these kids don't care. They want to stay outside. Wake up in jail.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They wake up
Yeah.
in jail.
OG, what's your favorite song and why? What's your favorite song you wrote and why? And then we're going to get into how we're going to support your business and your future endeavors. But I do want to know what your favorite song that you ever wrote was and why.
Well, being that Get Rich to This was supposed to be my first single, but I ended up selling it to Goody Mob. Get Rich to This is always going to be a song that, you know, I appreciate Goody for giving me the opportunity too. But Get Rich to This was originally my song. I dedicated it to them for their album, which changed my life. It allowed me to see the world. But Get Rich to This ranks highly. Then Slump because of the tempo. I like rapping off the tempos. Then Five Deuce, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Then, like, people don't even know the song Don't Mess With the Radio by Nivea was one of my favorites too because it allowed me to jump over into another genre of music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
One.
Yeah.
Don't Mess With the Radio. Two. You know what I'm saying? Like, it allowed me. I got a plaque. You know what I'm saying? A European plaque, I think it is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, man.
Right.
Those are the top 3-4 songs. You know what I'm saying? Get Rich to This, Slump, Five Deuce, Folk Trey. You know what I'm saying? The rest of it was just, you know what I'm saying? Just the other 100 songs. Like, people don't even know. We was on a lot of those albums, but because Outkast and Goody Mob was on LaFace, I was on Interscope. I'm sorry, Universal. Cool Breeze and Wish Doctor was on Interscope. I'm on Universal. And at that time, those labels didn't want to support artists from a different label. So they wouldn't put featuring some. A lot of people don't even know I'm on a lot of those albums. You know what I'm saying? Like, they think I just popped off with Five Deuce, Folk Trey. That's why always somebody always hollering at me. They always, Five Deuce, Folk Trey, come on, man. It's a whole album of that. Go back to The Lord Have Mercy on Concrete Law. You know what I'm saying? With me and CeeLo and Joy. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Go back and listen to that, which was produced by Outkast on my album. Like, y'all got to get into it. Go listen to Like This, which was produced by CeeLo Green. I was so late in the game that that my brothers had started producing. So I gave them platform to produce outside of what they were doing. Organized Boys had produced all their stuff, but they were maturing as producers. So, hey, you can use my leverage. Your check, good. We don't owe nobody no money in the Dungeon family. None of us owe each other no money. Like, we just not on the same page right now. Metaphysically, I should say. Metaphysically. Because it's not nothing detrimental physically or physical.
Right.
Whatever the word is. Philosophical.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's meta.
Y'all just maintaining lanes. Y'all maintaining your own lanes right now.
We ain't tapped in. Like, I text Dre the other day. Dre was like, oh, man, it's a pleasant surprise to hear from you back, bro. I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm just checking on you. I don't want you to feature on there, ask you about no music, because he don't like that. I don't want to do no music. So just to tap in, just to see how someone's doing, and he's a real human being, bro. Like, people think we're doing some hermit shit and just ducked off. No, that man is a very emotional creature. You know what I'm saying? Just like me, I
Yes.
stay separated from a lot of people myself because I know. You know what I'm saying? Like I get in the car, like when I finish this interview, I'm gonna turn the baseball game on, and I'm on the
Yeah.
highway after the game. It'll be about 1 o'clock in the morning, but guess what I'm gonna do?
What's that?
That's the psychologist sofa that I lay on, the front seat of my car,
Mm.
and I get on 285, and I look at the whole city. I put on my favorite album, think about my favorite girl, and I travel the universe. 285 is a universe.
Yes,
The
it is.
universe. You got to look at it that way. And then you try. Either you can
Mm.
get off at your exit when you get big round to it, go home in peace, or you can keep going and get into some bullshit. But by that second circle, I'm usually out of the bullshit and on my way home. You know what I'm saying? Hence my post in the morning. So stay looking for that.
Gotcha.
If you don't see no post in
Yeah.
the morning, you know it was a rough one. You're getting a
Yeah.
little too
I can dig
personal,
that.
Miss Lee. Then it's asking who's my favorite girl. Don't do, don't do,
Full circle.
don't do
So
that.
right now, Backbone, what I want you to do now, man, if you don't mind, go down the list of everything that your fans, your past, present, and future fans, how they can get in tune with you, how they can follow you, how they can support you, how they can purchase from you, how they can invest in you. You go have at it, man, as long as you need.
Well, they can call me directly at 404-692-2096. That's 40420. I'm sorry, 404-692-2096. At any time. I just put up a post yesterday because a lot of people don't have nobody to listen to. You know what I'm saying? Like be
Mm-hmm.
going through hell, but they ain't got nobody to listen to
Mm-hmm.
them. I'll be that somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Call me. I'll talk to you. I've saved a marriage on IG by my post. I've saved one young lady from committing suicide. I'm not bragging. That shit shocked.
That's real though.
She is in herself. And that girl said
Mm.
to me that this conversation, not because of who you are, what you've done, but because somebody listened.
Boom.
So just call me, 404-692-2096. You can definitely follow me on social media. I'm not really on Facebook. It's attached to my IG, so stuff do pop up over there. But IG
Mm-hmm.
backbone_dungeon_family. Same thing with Twitter, backbone_DF1G. But that stuff be coming off my Instagram. Instagram really
Mm-hmm.
the thing I'm dealing with right now. I'm not doing
Right.
text messages. We have to get back to picking up the phone because text messages can be misconstrued. A lot of
Yep.
people don't text me in all caps. The hell, the button was stuck. I ain't hollering. You know what I'm saying? I forgot to turn the button off. What the fuck? I'm saying. Excuse my language. I'm just saying.
Man, no, you good. People would say they're yelling at you when it's all caps.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, yo, man, like chill. Like, I'm not upset. I'm not pissed off or anything. I'm just, want to get back to talking on the phone. And when people send me
Right.
random DMs without speaking, I don't even respond. We got to get
Right.
back to saying, hello, how are you? I might not
Right.
want to hear your mixtape today, buddy. I might not want to smell your candle today, girl. I got stuff I'm doing. I'm trying to figure out how to cook cream of wheat like my great grandmama did. That's an issue for me. So we got to start back saying hey and hello. You know,
Right.
we got to start, you know what I'm saying, picking up that phone again and
Mm-hmm.
saying hey. You know what I'm saying? So all the text messages and all of that, I ain't doing none of that right now. Emails, business, of
Right.
course, the way me and you communicate, because I know you professional, of course, we doing that. But all that, hey,
We got you.
stranger, man, get out of here. No,
All right,
no,
man.
no point to nobody, because somebody did that yesterday, and I apologize to that young lady, because I wasn't stemming it from our conversation.
Right.
Yeah,
The store,
no, sir.
your backbone store, man. Give us like your sizes. Who do you cater to? What is some of your target audiences? I know it's pretty much everybody, man, but give us a little background. We want to make sure that we communicate with you and connect with your products too. So we want to financially support. So how can we do that? What are we looking for to when we see when we see your store?
I mean, you know, I do a lot of custom orders. Like this suit is custom. You know what I'm saying? Like, but what's on the site is on the site. You know what I'm saying? And definitely a lot of that stuff is original material. But I do a lot of custom stuff. So if you want a custom pieces, and it's stepping up because this brand is outgrowing me. It's really outgrowing me. You know what I'm saying? So now I have to surround myself with the right people, the right individuals. I can't think of everything. I can't be a father, an MC, a designer, a philanthropist, a philosopher, things of that. And I can't do all of that. You know what I'm saying? I can't.
Right.
I need people around me that are going to bring fresh ideas. Yes, I have the key to walk through certain doors. So once I get that idea, yes, it's your idea. But we're going to monetize it through this name brand. You know what I'm saying? So surround yourself with the right team of individuals, having, you know, some, and you're not looking to be praised. I'm not the head of the board. I'm not that. I'm a working entity inside of this brand. I just happen to wear the name tag. But I got, you know, all type of sizes. I do most of the female stuff custom. So like I say, young ladies, you can call me 404-692-2096. And, you know, I can customize things for you. They are pre-order. And, you know, it's a couple orders that are behind, but I'm on top of it. I'm a one-man game. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
But
I got you.
definitely,
You gotta excuse me, man. Just had a call, man. It kind of knocked the sound out when you were talking, but the audience can still hear you. But it knocked the sound off a little bit. That's the reason why I put my phone to the ear. Um, First of all, let me get this here. First of all, thank you so much for your time tonight.
it's,
You went. I mean, you done more than I even asked for, and even more than I expected. You didn't have to do this. So, on behalf of just me as a man, thank you. You didn't have to do it, and it's thoroughly appreciated.
yes, sir.
I just want to say, just from the, you know, just from the top of the list, man. I named this Manhood Mindset. My whole business is Manhood Mindset. I do a lot of consulting for families and professionals and kids, and just looking at not only your body of work, your contribution to society, man, but your products, man. Our society needs backbone right about now. Just being honest with you, it just needs it. So everything that you stand for, the things that you shared this evening, all of the things that we need to do to give back to our community, just being honest with you, we do need a backbone. We need to be able to stand tall on what we believe in. We need to stand tall on who we are, and we need to stand against who we are not. And I just want to tell you, thank you very much for your contribution to our society, straight from the hometown, from the A, from the great state of Georgia. Appreciate on just behalf of me and my whole, I would say the people in my timeline, man, meaning the people my age, man, my generation. My generation grew up off your music, and the men that we are, man, we listen to your words, and it helped mold our way of thinking and the way we approach our lives, man. So on behalf of me and the people that agree with me, thank you.
Yeah,
Straight facts.
likewise.
Straight facts. So anything you want to close us out with before we roll out?
Yeah, I want to thank everybody for tuning in, man. All my people, man, that's just, you know, flicked up. What up, Red? You know, I see you, boy. You might see me at the store later on. You know how we do late night creeping. Like on some of them rides I was talking about. You know how we do it. Still West Side, though. I pray the Lord. I do pray the Lord. But I do get to it. I'm human. I'm human. Uh-oh, I just sent my mom. My mom said something. I'm talking
That's
about my
real.
spiritual
That
mother,
is,
Ty. What
I
what she
got you.
just said, but she know I'm on top of it. I ain't gonna misbehave tonight. I'm gonna be all right. It's just Tuesday. But yeah,
Right.
platform, man. But I know you got things to do, man. And like I say, man,
Yes,
people can always get in contact with me, man, all the time, because I'm always in the streets, man, for real. So much love. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Samana? hope
Yep.
I'm pronouncing your name right. Congratulations on your new baby, the return of an ancestor. I see you. I think I'm saying your name right. Everything is good. Stay in touch, man, and
Right.
a lot of merch. Support the family. Salute,
Yep.
manhood,
Salute, bro. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it, man. We're gonna stay in touch. What I want to do is just make sure I connect you with a lot of schools that I'm working with
yes,
too
sir.
across the nation, because they got kids. They really need to hear what you're saying, and not only the kids, man, but the parents and the teachers, who are a lot of them. They're just grown children that's still dealing with a lot of things from their childhood, man. So you got a lot to offer. So I want to do my part in trying to connect you with as many people as possible.
Definitely. Somebody before we go, somebody just asked me where could they get this hoodie. You can go to the backbonestore.bigcartel.com. The backbonestore.bigcartel.com. The merchandise is there. You know what I'm saying? So it's all
Mhm.
good. Peace, power to the people, man. It's all love.
Yes, sir.
Hopefully next time
Yes,
we
sir.
talk, I'll be engaged because I need to be in love. I need it.
I got you. I'm gonna tell the people one last thing. If they want to reach out to me, my name is Dr. Marion Christopher Pugh. You can reach out to me directly at manhoodmindset.com. I do consulting work, mentorship programs, and professional development. If anybody can use any type of clarity or some type of cross cultural communication, social, emotional learning, and honestly, restorative practices and restorative justice, we need to heal. We need to repair, we need to restore, and we need to reconnect with our children and our parents and our elders too, man. So if anybody is interested in that, you can hit me up directly on manhoodmindset.com, or you can email me at info@manhoodmindset.com, and you can reach me on IG and Twitter at Manhood Mindset. So thank y'all so much for tuning in. Thank you, Backbone, man. Enjoy the rest of the game, bro, and be safe
You
tonight.
already know it. Look, one more thing before I go. They say it's a hoodie. Nah, it's a whole suit, doc.
It's a whole.
It's a whole suit, baby. This ain't just no hoodie, man. This ain't just no
They got the
hoodie,
whole
man.
suit.
We stay fresh, man. What is you saying? All right, man. Y'all be peace. I love
All right, Doc.
you, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Thank y'all.
Peace.
Ashe.
Yes, sir.
All right, brother. I'll hit you up.